Hello and welcome to the post-match review of United's loss 3-0 to Liverpool. I don't know what to say about it. It's an absolutely disgraceful performance in general. Awful stuff. And the thing that bothers me is I think these are all things that are totally preventable in terms of how we play football. For the last 2 weeks, I've been going on and on about how stop rushing. That's my biggest problem with it, is that we rush the play too much. We constantly have to throw the ball forward like it's our only hope to try to win the game, is to instantly make passes forward. And it killed us today against a team that can actually press well, and does press well, and does block off the channels, and has an intelligent setup and an intelligent manager. Every time the ball goes into the midfield, it's first time ball forward. And we're constantly throwing it ahead. And, in the first 2 minutes of the game, United made 2 overlaps. They slowed the play down, Rashford and Dalot on that side, letting Dalot get in there, letting him overlap. We won corners. We were getting into good areas. Never did it again the entire game. It's absolutely ridiculous that is we just don't follow through on the things we know work. And the problem is it has to be instructional. It's been all summer. You can say Ugarte coming in, why is Casemiro playing those passes? Because Ugarte won't. Ugarte's not a player who will do that. My biggest concern that I shared before the window, that I've shared all along, and when you look at this, there's the big errors by Casemiro, there's the mistakes, there's all of that, totally. But there's obviously a conflict in how we want to play football, because how can you look at this and think, you know what? I was fine with keeping McTominay in the team to launch the ball forward to go score. It's wrong. The ideas are wrong. Everything that we've done in the market, in the window, has moved us towards a possession-based team that can hold the ball a bit more and attack quickly when needed, much like Liverpool did. They didn't rush every attack. When they capitalized on mistakes, they went forward. But otherwise, they calmly built, controlled, and ran the game. It was a masterclass from them, honestly, which is horrible to say. We bring in Xerxes to drop in and get possession, and then when he drops in and makes passes, we go forward at lightning speed, and then he's not in the box when we're ready to attack. That's not how it works. That's not what we need. That's not how we play football. None of this makes any sense. The alignment is so poor between what we want to do and what we're doing. And I have huge issues. I understand people are frustrated because we're down 3-0, but booing Marcus Rashford for slowing the play down instead of dribbling into blind channels is nuts. And in both cases, he actually turned around and made 2 good passes afterwards for that could have been assists to Joshua Xerxes. It's crazy. Let's look at the numbers on this, because this is just an utter disappointment. 2.36 expected goals for Liverpool, 1.6 for us. Look at this passing network. This is an embarrassment. These 2 midfielders, it goes here and just gets launch. Everything is just launched forward. Deep line, deep midfield, huge gaps. Launch it forward. It's a joke. This is not how you play. This is not how we will never win this way. You have Xerxes, I think he's over here being hidden by this, dropping in deep to try to get on the ball, and then we just launching it every single time. And we almost made some decent chances in the first half on doing so, but the problem is that when you're so over-reliant on it, and even then, the better opportunities came when we slowed it down and let the attack catch up. This has to stop. This cannot continue. We can't keep playing like this, because you live and die by these fine margins instead of having a baseline. Once again, why I say, what's the point in criticizing the attackers? Marcus Rashford increased or decreased chances. He was the second highest in the entire game in creating chances, but for some reason, some people who have a personal agenda against him want to attack him. I wouldn't really have a complaint about any of our forwards today, because what they're doing is pointless. What they're doing is pointless. In terms of duels, some people said he didn't win duels either. He did. He won. He only lost the one. Xerxes had a really poor game, I think. What he was trying to do was good. The execution was bad, for sure. Kabi, I think, struggled quite a lot. Casemiro struggled a lot. I don't know what to say. It's like these are the problems we've seen time and time again when we look at the stats on it. You get slightly different expected goals and stuff from these websites, from the different websites. But can I move this a little smaller so that it fits on the screen? There we go. All right. Big chances, 4 for Liverpool, 3 for us. 0 saves by Onana. I don't know if he should save any of those. You know, we actually had possession a lot. We're 14th in the table, -3 already. And deservedly, maybe 15th in the table. It's embarrassing. It's fucking embarrassing. It's absolutely embarrassing. Xerxes, poor, you know, as you can see, dropped all over the place. 0.88 expected goals. He should have scored, you know. I thought he had a poor game in terms of his execution of his ideas, but the ideas were there. 0.88, he should have scored. Rashford, I think, was probably one of our best performers today. You know, not popular, but he was. Not that it really matters because we were poor. 2 big chances created, 2 good successful crosses, 2 key passes is the same thing. 5 dribble attempts, 2 successes, 6 ground duels, 3-1. Garnacho, I don't think he affected the game particularly much in general. I thought Ahmad was bright when he came on. I thought Bruno was quite poor again from the midfield, launching the ball, missing a lot of passes. Worked hard out of possession as he always does, but I think he did not influence the game. Disaster class from Casemiro here. These missed passes from deep. Never let anybody tell you again, error led to goal, missed passes. Never, ever let anybody tell you again that it's not worth having a safe passing 6 who can carry the ball. That's why you want one. And I think that, you know, this is why Ugarte was brought in. But is the idea there? Can't you just play it safe through the midfield? Can't you just? Why not? Why can't we play it safe through the midfield? Ugarte has one of the highest pass completions in the league, in Europe as a midfielder. We've been over that in prior stats. So there's obviously the identification from management that you want a safer passer in the midfield. But why does Ten Hag not want that? Why does he not want that? You know, he didn't, you know, this is where there was not everybody on board with this. He should have been the first in the door, but he wasn't because they're not aligned, and I don't understand it. You know, these are the doubts, the things that come into play. This is easily the most bothered I've been because last week I pointed out the problems in Brighton when people were saying it was fine. I said, no, this rushed attack, this constant pinging, constant rushing through the midfield is going to kill us, and it did today. Awful, awful game. Kabi Menu was bad. I think, though, I'm not really going to put the blame on him because having to play next to Casemiro is like, you know, a time bomb, you know, of just, it's impossible. Look at the ground he has to cover. Look at where he has to run. Look at how many duels he once again has to participate in. You know, he lost the ball for a goal, but it's just ridiculous because you're covering huge gaps and trying to make up for comical errors. I thought De Ligt was really good in the first half. I thought Mazraoui was good. I thought Dalot was good. I thought Lissandra was once again fairly poor. His passing was bad for me. It says 94%, but the ones he missed were bad. They led to attacks. I think he should have been tighter to Luis Diaz as well. I think it was the second goal. But honestly, I don't even know what to say about the individuals, because what's the point? If we're gonna play like we're throwing a bomb in the midfield every time, if we're gonna play like this, it doesn't matter who we get. We'll just pass it around the back with Ugarte instead of losing it, and we'll concede fewer goals. That's okay. That's an improvement. This isn't gonna work. Even with more possession, that's the embarrassing part. 52% possession, look where we are. It's a joke. It's a joke. This is not okay. This isn't okay. And, you know, I don't know what to say about it. You know, I really, really don't. You know, there's obviously, to me, a disagreement between the style that we want to go for and the style that we're playing. And I don't see any positive in maintaining this frenetic way of playing football moving forward. I just don't see it. I won't criticize the forwards much. Like I said, I think Rashford had a good game. I don't think anyone else really did anything. But it doesn't matter because they're constantly on an island. They're constantly asked to do the impossible. The same as I said before. You give them nothing and you don't control the game at all and you just rush, and then you go, oh, the forwards need to score more goals. That's not why we have 0 goals today. Yes, Xerxes should have finished a couple chances, to be fair. You know, he should have. He should have finished a couple chances. 0.59 expected goals for Rashford. Didn't get a shot on target for Rashford. Didn't get a shot in 3 games. Rashford's not at a shot. Why? Well, when he gets the ball, he's usually on an island 1 against 5, and instead of taking him on and losing it, people are getting frustrated that he's not doing that. He turns it around and he created 2 chances. But it's pointless still. When are we going to change the way we attack? Garnacho had nothing all game. Nothing for him. All game, nothing. Ahmad came on, he was lively, tried to create something, but it still doesn't. They're just asked to do so much because there's no systems involved. Can you sit there and say Salah had an amazing game? No, they picked up errors from us and capitalized on them. They're open at the back post. They're getting chances and creation and the setup to back them. The forwards, I'm so disinterested in the nasty, and it is at this point nasty agenda against the forwards and not scoring goal because of this person out of form and that person out of form. I don't care who you start. I said that before this game. It's not going to matter. We will not win. We will not do well with the way we're setting the team up to bomb the ball forward all the time. It has nothing to do with them. They might carry us here and there, but that's the issue. We either get carried by the forwards or we lose. And that is not a way to play football. I don't get it because I watch a game like this and I think most of the players in the back line were good. I thought, the forwards were decent. At least there were some mistakes, but not terrible. It's all about the midfield and how we play. And unfortunately, that's where we saw the biggest conflict this summer. I told you this was the case. It came out on Friday, on Saturday, from The Athletic confirming that Ten Hag was cool on Ugarte, wanted to keep Scott McTominay, and didn't want to sell, and wanted to bring back Amrabat. This doesn't tell you how you want to play football for me. This isn't agreement, and they had to convince him on how. I don't get it. It's so frustrating because we know, okay, that there was conflict over how to play moving forward, and there was not necessarily being sold on everything at the end of last season, and you had all preseason to sort this out, and I put this on the ownership as well, and everybody involved. You had all preseason to sort this out. How are we still playing this brand of football 3 games into the new season? We should be at least sticking to something different, but we're still doing it. And as long as we keep bombing the ball forward every time we touch it, we are screwed. We might win cup games. We might win the Europa against terrible, terrible teams. We might win games there because you can live and die off of that. But that's it. That's it. What else? What else do you do? Without doing that, I don't know what's gonna. Without fixing that and changing that, I don't see how we ever get consistency in the team. I don't see how we ever get consistency in results. I don't see it. I don't see how we will ever get the consistency in the results. When your owners and people are looking like this during the game, disaster. Absolute disaster. We will never be a consistent team. Mark it now, and we will never climb the league table, which is all about consistency. It's not about one-off results. We will never do so with this way we play football. It is not happening. And so the decision needs to be made. Can Ten Hag change? Can he change? Will he show a willingness to change how we play football, or are we going to continue like this? And I don't think I'm alone in that thinking. And I said before, the good feeling after the FA Cup wasn't going to last into the new season, and it hasn't already. Ten Hag needs to change. He needs to change the way he wants to play football for us to succeed. No excuses. Ten Hag needs to change the way we want to play football. if we're to get anywhere this season. And I hope he does, because I really don't want to go through a manager change mid-season and waste the year. But he has to change, or we will not be consistent. We have no chance. We were better as a deep-sitting, counter-attacking team because at least we weren't in danger, and we had a really robust and solid defensive record in that first season because of that. Similar to Ole Ball. So if we do that, sure, it's kind of pointless because it's going backwards, but something has to change because this isn't it. I don't know what to say anymore about it. Okay. I'll post a video later with probably some views of the fans because they were pretty upset too on the watch along recording their takes and all of that. But I don't know. Give me your thoughts. What do you think the problem is? Is it possible? Can we change? Can Ten Hag fix this? Can he change the way that we're playing football? Do you agree? Do you disagree? Let it out. Okay. Enjoy the rest of your day.